Happy New Year's and welcome back to the 25 Days of Marketing. Yes, we took a little break, went to enjoy the holidays, and I hope you did the same with your family. But now we're back as 2022 and we're ready to put in work. Thank you for tuning in with me today. We'll be talking about some, probably most of your favorite topics along the lines of marketing, and that is social media marketing. Many people have a love and hate relationship with social media, and I think it's due to it being like very complex. What it all boils down to is that you have to figure out how you can best utilize the tools. It's so many out there. I know you got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and it's more popping up every day. So you have to figure out what's the best way I can use this and how can it best suit my business. But over the next few days, we will be diving and talking to you about these various platforms so you can decide which one best suits your business and which one best suits your audience. But before we get into the specific topics or the specific platforms, let's talk about what social media marketing is overall. I always like to start with a definition. So the term social media marketing, it refers to the use of social media and social networks to market a company's products and services. Social media marketing has a purpose-built data analytics tools that allow marketers to track the success of their efforts. So remember I think it was episode 10 when we talked about data analytics, marketing analytics, and how it really emphasized the marketing industry, because now you could track your ROI, you can put data and stats behind your marketing performance. So that's where social media really kind of picked up and amped up, and you had a lot of people putting money behind it because now you can measure it. And what is unique is each platform has a way of measuring. They have an analytics portion to analyzing all the data, which is really great. So you can always see how you're performing. You can always track, you can always analyze, and you can see, am I reaching the audience that I want to reach? If I'm not doing that, can I test out this ad? Do people want to see me, see the person behind the brand? And so I think that's where social media comes in and where it's really fun at. Before I did this video, of course, I like to do research to learn a little bit more about what is social media, where did it come from, who was the founder. So I did a search to figure out what was the first social media platform. As you can guess, there are a ton of different answers to that question. Everyone wants to say, hey, I was first. So I couldn't narrow it down to just one, but I was like, okay, I'll go back to the one that I remember. I might be dating myself, but hopefully other millennials would agree that the first one that I remember is MySpace. MySpace, we could customize it, we could have our own songs, we could pick our top 8. When we were ready to have a breakup, we played the heartbreak song. When we were ready to be on our grown woman-ish, we played the women empowerment songs. So MySpace, you really can kind of customize your platform, who you were talking to. It was really geared towards just friends. I wouldn't say family because my mama didn't follow me on MySpace. She didn't even know I had a MySpace. But it was really a way for you to connect with your friends outside of school, and that's where I remember first using MySpace for. And so it's kind of like how social media really got its start. I'm not saying it started with MySpace, but I'm saying the whole point was for it to be social. It was all about family and friends connecting on this digital platform. The internet was booming now, and you had this online world. You had chat rooms you could utilize to meet new people, and so that was the use case for social media. You can connect with people you haven't seen in years. You can really get to know them. But where the power came is business started to say, hey, not only can I connect with my friends and my family, I can connect with consumers. I can connect with my clients. I can introduce them to these new products. They can give me feedback. We can engage. And eventually, the genius itself, Facebook, said, hey, people are connecting with their clients. How about we give them an opportunity to get in front of even more clients to really grow their audience? So that's when Facebook in 2006 launched their digital advertising platform, and then from there it kind of snowballed with other social media platforms. So you had Twitter launch theirs short afterly, and now every social media platform that's out there, they have a component where it kind of includes advertising, because now you aren't just kind of connecting. Now you can directly say, hey, this is the audience I want to go after. These are the demographic stats that I really want to reach. So here, put my ad in front of this group of people, this group of individuals. And you can also, now you can directly sell to them. Before it was just posting an ad and hoping they would click on the ad and go to your website. But now, what you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you can shop right there when you click on the ad. So now it's really geared towards being more convenient, more automated, and easier for the consumer overall. You don't have to leave the platform like you would have to do before. Now you can kind of get what you want to get right then and there. So I hope that background was a little bit helpful. But before I leave, I want to kind of tap on the top 5 best practices for social media. Don't use every existing platform. I'm a big opponent of this. When I talk to my clients, the first thing I say is if you're starting out, don't force yourself to be everywhere. It's exhausting, especially if you're a team of 1 or a team of 2. Being on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, like you will burn yourself out simply on just the marketing by itself if you don't bring in a marketing person. So definitely don't spread yourself to then trying to be on all the platforms. The key part is, remember we talked about knowing your target audience. So knowing and figuring out what are the platforms that my target audience is on, making sure that I join those platforms. So if I have a business where it's kind of family oriented, I'll join Facebook. That's a big one for families, for like maybe the, what is it? Baby boomers on Facebook. So if that's my target audience, that's what I want to do over there. If I'm more focused on professionals, I want to make sure I have a LinkedIn profile. If I have an e-commerce site, then Pinterest is like the platform for me. So really figuring out where's your target audience, what do they care about, what type of content do they like to consume, are they like very into reels right now, or are they more of pictures, do they like videos, talk to about various scenarios. So really figuring that out and answering that question, it can let you know like which platform is more geared towards your business and which one you should really focus on. So definitely don't spread yourself to then narrow down to maybe 1 or 2 platforms that you want to start with, and you can always evolve. Remember, marketing is a cycle. You can always decide to add on more once you get a groove of these various platforms, but definitely don't spread yourself to then trying to be on everything. Best practice tip number 2, be consistent. I struggle with this, so trust me, I get you, girl, or a guy. Definitely be consistent. And I think it's easier now because you have a lot of tools that allow you to kind of schedule your posts. You can schedule the time you want to post. You can schedule, like, have your graphic designer create a batch dose of graphics and just put them in like one Saturday while you have some time, and just kind of plan captions and just have it like roll out for the rest of the week. And that's a way to kind of stay consistent, because even when you're focused head deep in the business, if you have like a big meeting coming up, the last thing you have to worry about is like posting. You have that stuff already scheduled, you already have it planned, and so that helps you be more consistent because people are constantly seeing you post. And also when you talk about these various platforms, is some have like best practices of how often you should post on those platforms. So on Twitter, you definitely want to post more if that's where you feel like you need to be. But then on LinkedIn, you might want to post more there because you know the graphics are only shown for a certain amount of time. And it all plays into what the algorithm is. So definitely knowing where you need to be and how often is important, but definitely being consistent. It's hard, but once you get into a good groove, you'll be all set. 3, be authentic. People work with people that they like. So don't feel like you have to force anything, you have to fake it. Definitely make sure that like you're connecting with your audience and you're being you. Me personally, I don't want to feel like I have to kind of fit this image or be fake in a sense to do what everyone else is doing, because then you won't stand out. And trust me, if people know you're faking, they will call you out. And also they won't want to work with you. Like, who wants to work with a fake? Like, if you're lying about your social media platform, you're lying about the knowledge you have, you might be lying about your services. So definitely be authentic, be yourself. If you're quirky, be quirky. If you're more laid back, introvert, I'm introvert, believe it or not. But if that's your style, then you just be you. And at least you know that community you're building, that they care about you, they love you for who you are. So definitely like be authentic, be unique, and don't worry or don't pay too much attention to what other people are doing. Just be you and stick to the knowledge that you have. I think that's key. Another best practice for social media marketing, number 4, research and claim your handles and usernames before they're gone. If you are just starting your business or you have an idea what business you want to do and you have your name, go ahead and look on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and all those sites and kind of grab your name if they are available. Because if you wait too late, someone else might have the same idea and they might have like the same business or a different business, and they might grab it before you. So in order to get them, you'll have to like reach out to them, you have to sometimes pay them, and so it can get very, very complex. So if you have a name in mind, definitely do the proper research to see if it's available, and if you can snag it, go ahead and snag it. if you can't, if it's already taken, maybe see if you can do a variation of the name, but try not to make it too complex. Like if it's like Princess Barbie, don't do Princess Barbie 2 because that can be confusing for people. Maybe like Princess Barbie World or Princess Barbie Army, but whatever, but make sure it's tied to your brand. And if it's taken, if you don't want to do that, just kind of come up with another name. Because again, the name isn't as much of a factor as your business is itself. If you have a good product, if you have that community built already, then they'll find you and they'll be willing to work with you. But make sure they can easily differentiate your business from another one that might have a similar name. Fifth tip, post content that adds value. So that's why I kind of had the idea to do the series, because speaking to people, they don't really understand the various elements to marketing. Some people think all it is social media marketing. I have to say, no, digital marketing, it has like 7 elements. It's levels to this. It's various segments of marketing that you can really focus in on. So social media is only one piece. Definitely adding content, adding value to people so they can say, hey, I had a great call with a client earlier as we talked about ways he can kind of educate his audience and say, hey, they need this product, but for some reason people don't buy it automatically. I'm like, okay, just educate them. Tell them the same thing you're telling me. They need to hear this. Like, you need to drill it down, whether it's an infographic, whether it's pictures, whether it's you talking to them in the video. Find a way to educate your audience and say, hey, you need this and this is why you need this. And then it's an easy product. It's a no-brainer why they need this, but they just need somebody to help explain or break it down for them, which is often what people need to do. Just a simple education of this is how this works. This image you might have in your head is not true. So definitely don't be afraid to educate others. Those are my 5 tips. Don't use every existing platform. Research, post content that adds value, be consistent, and be you. I hope this was helpful and you learning more about social media marketing. Tune in tomorrow as we dive into more and start talking about one of the platforms. Thank you, and let's create.